Hi everyone, welcome back to Lifestyle with Isabella. Today we are going to talk about the fractional CO2 laser. It is the holy grail of anti-aging and skincare. But as my recovery pictures are gonna show, it has one miserable recovery. I have here Chadwick and Richie, my two doggies. I'm trying to contain them, but they may bark or growl during the video, but that's how life with dogs is. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm wearing no makeup, not easy for me to do, but if I'm talking skincare, I want you to see how my skin actually looks. Regarding the CO2 laser, I had 3 CO2 lasers so far in 2014, 2015 and 2016. It's getting close to 4 years since my last treatment. The recovery lasts 6 to 8 days. The results have surpassed my expectations, but I earned those results because, as you're gonna see in my recovery photos, the recovery is just pure misery. Why did I do the CO2 laser? By the way, Richie wants to ask you nicely, hi Richie, to please subscribe to my channel and click that bell notification button to get notified each time I upload a new video. It would mean so much to Richie, right, sweet boy? One of the reasons I decided to have the CO2 laser is because this laser is such an amazing treatment. It fixes virtually all skincare concerns with one treatment, and I like that. I thought I can do one laser, one recovery, and I'm gonna get so many of the issues fixed. The only thing the CO2 laser does not fix, it is brown spots. To fix brown spots, you will need to have either an IPL laser or use, as I mentioned in my previous video, hydrocodone on your face to lighten brown spots. The second reason I wanted to do the CO2 laser is because this is the only laser that can treat the area all the way underneath your eye and across your eye. If you do the research, all other lasers, even procedures like microneedling, cannot go inside the bone that's around our eye. So the other lasers need to stop right here. CO2 laser goes all the way here. And also the other lasers cannot treat on top of your eyelid, they have to stay right here. So, you know, I can do other lasers, fix my skin here, but it's not gonna fix all the way underneath the eye. So with lines that go right underneath the eye, the other lasers cannot do anything about those lines. The third reason I wanted to do the CO2 laser is because the CO2 laser is the gift that keeps on giving. It's been now almost 4 years since my last treatment, and my skin looks still amazing. I'm still reaping the results I got from those treatments. For each of the 3 treatments, the recovery was quite different in intensity. As we go through my recovery photos, I'm going to show you pictures from all 3 recoveries day by day to give you an idea of different intensity. However, the recollection is based on my recovery from treatment number 1 because that's the only time I kept notes. Also, as we go through each day of recovery, I'm going to give you the good about that day, the bad, and the ugly. Day 1 of recovery, the good. The procedure went great. Dr. Cortezes and the nurse took the utmost care of me. Dr. Cortezes did all 3 of my CO2 lasers. He is an amazingly talented doctor. Hello, I entrusted him with my face. The bad, I had Aquaphor all over my face 24/7. The Aquaphor was greasy and it gave me a constant feeling that my face and my hair were dirty and I had a hard time feeling comfortable. The ugly, Just look at the pictures. Day 2 of recovery. The good. I was a day closer to amazingly perfect skin. Vinegar soaks. Every 3 hours, I cleaned my face and applied gauze pads soaked in refrigerator water to my face. The coldness of the soaks was heaven on earth. The oxygen treatment. After my CO2 laser, each day for 5 days, I got the oxygen treatment at Dr. Cortez's office. During this treatment, the aquaphor was washed off my face. How wonderful! And the oxygen felt cooling. During these treatments, Dr. Cortez and the esthetician also checked on my face to make sure everything was healing nicely. The bad. My skin was getting red. My face was starting to get a lot of swelling. I started to look like a cross between a fattened chipmunk and the Loch Ness monster. My face was oozing and weeping constantly. The aquaphor was seeping into my hair, which made me feel like a greasy, dirty mess. I could not find comfort. The ugly. Look at the pictures and the ugly will speak for itself. Day 3 of recovery. The good. I was 1 day closer to amazingly perfect skin and oxygen treatments. The bad. The morning of day 3, my face looked at its worst on all 3 treatments. The area under my right eye swelled up badly and was going through extra oozing and gross yellowish stuff and weeping. Dr. Cortez looked at my eye and he reassured me that everything was healing. That was just part of the normal healing process. My face started to smell. I was so glad that my esthetician gave me the heads up about the smell that was to come. I religiously cleaned my face every 2 to 3 hours, which was good and bad. It was good because it kept the buildup of the oozing and weeping at a minimum, but it was bad because I felt so grossed out by all that yellowish, oozing, gross mess that was coming out of my face. Whenever I was cleaning my face, I was telling myself to just toughen up, and that helped me get through the process of keeping my face cleaned. The ugly, the healing process. Sorry to use this word, but the healing process was disgusting. I had yellowish stuff oozing out of my skin. My face whipped constantly and had a foul smell. I was red and swelled up beyond recognition. Thank God I had a sense of humor. Now, if you notice that for day 3, I only showed you 2 pictures from my recovery from treatment 1 and 2. I am going to show you my picture from my 3rd recovery, but for whatever the reason, my 3rd recovery was the most intense. I need to give you the heads up. The picture is gonna be very graphic and very disturbing. Watch at your own discretion. So this was day 3. Tragic, I know. Before you say you'd never do this treatment, think of how I looked the morning of day 3. And this is how I looked by the end of that day. Can you see how much the swelling has gone down in about 12 hours? Our face goes through intense, fast changes during those 7 days of recovery. Day 4 of recovery, the good. A day closer to amazingly perfect skin. The vinegar soaks. Oxygen treatment. The swelling is starting to go down. Yay! The bad. The smell continued into day 4. When I got back home in the afternoon from my oxygen treatment, I was so tired. All I wanted to do is to sit on the couch and relax with some comfort food. I prepared my food, and as I sat on the couch, a foul smell came out of my face that wiped out all desire to eat anything. I pushed my foot to the side and rested my head against the back of the couch. And I was just so miserable. But I told myself, this treatment takes away 5 years of someone's face in just 7 days. So it's normal for the recovery to be this intense and so miserable. Thinking that made me feel better. I did not regain my appetite for food though that day. I was starting to feel both physically and emotionally tired because I have not slept well since I had the procedure, and now I was in day 4. The ugly. Around 2 a.m. I woke up to an intense feeling of my face itching. The itching was so intense and I needed some sleep so badly that I was ready to trade a pair of my beloved shoes for one Benadryl. I do need to mention that most people are not going to have the issues I had with itching, and by the time I got to treatment number 3, I was able to get rid of 90% of the itching issues. It turned out my face did not like Aquaphor, and the Aquaphor was making my face itch. Also, my face did not like the vinegar that much. That contributed to me itching as well. Day 5 of recovery. Oh, what is it, Richie? Oh my goodness. He said, please subscribe to my mom's YouTube channel. It would mean a lot to her. Thank you, Richie. Oh, he's such a good boy. The good. A day closer to amazingly perfect skin. Oxygen treatment. Hallelujah. The smell stopped. The swelling has gone way down. The weeping and the wheezing have subsided. And Dr. Cortez's. He is the doctor that will always be there when you need him. The bad. I still had Aquaphor on my face, but I started to resign myself to the fact that I'm gonna feel gross and dirty. Resignation, which actually gave me comfort. The ugly. It was the itching, the constant itching on my face. As I mentioned, the night before day 5, I woke up to unbearable itching. My face started to feel like I had a million ants crawling on my face. I was tired. I didn't even take a picture of my recovery that day. Emotionally, day 5 was the toughest day for me because I was physically tired, and just as I thought my recovery was winding down, my face started to itch. Fortunately, I was able to see Dr. Cortez's on a daily basis and also talk to him on the phone. I even spoke to him on the phone on Friday night at 9 p.m. I was so grateful I had such a good doctor. Day 6 of recovery, the good. I'm very close to amazingly perfect skin. The swelling and the redness have gone down, so my face is starting to look normal. No smell, very little oozing and weeping left. Dr. Cortez's. I was able to talk to Dr. Cortez's even through the weekend and got the reassurance my face was healing well. Talking to Dr. Cortez's gave me comfort. As you can see, I only have pictures from my first and third recovery. On my second treatment, I was able to wash the Aquaphor on my face on day 6, thus the recovery was over. The bad. There was no bad. It was either really good or ugly. It was good in that my face was healing well, but it was ugly because of the itching. My face was itching with a vengeance. Luckily, I spent the whole day working in the office to keep myself distracted throughout the day. The night of day 6 was the toughest night of all because my face itched constantly. But minute by minute, hour by hour, the night passed and the morning of day 7 arrived. Do remember that on my third recovery, itching has not been a big issue, fortunately. Day 7 of recovery. The good. The itching stopped. The morning of day 7 arrived and my face healed enough to wash the aquaphor of my face. As soon as the aquaphor was gone, the itching stopped. Dr. Cortez, thank God I had such a good doctor. I talked to him even on Sunday morning and sent him pictures of my face, and I got the reassurance that my face was healing well. Cleanliness. After the aquaphor was gone, I washed my hair, and it was so amazing for my face and my hair to be clean. The other good thing was sleep. I've been so sleep deprived for a week. On that day 7, I slept most of the day, through the day, and by 9 p.m. I was back in bed, sound asleep. The bad. None, nothing was bad. The ugly, none. On my third recovery, I had to keep the aquaphor on my face through day 7 because that recovery was more intense. On day 8, I was able to get rid of the aquaphor, and this is how I looked on day 8 of recovery number 3. All recovery has been completed except my skin looked red. The redness lasted for a few weeks, but I could easily cover it with makeup. From day 7 forward, there was no more bad, no more ugly, only good for my skin. For the following few days after I got rid of the aquaphor of my face, whenever I would look or feel my face, the word fresh kept coming to mind for some reason. And I kept getting this desire to take a picture of my face with no makeup. Up until then, I've never taken a picture of myself with no makeup because I did not have the confidence. However, on day 10, I took this picture, and for the first time in my life, for whatever the reason, I saw beauty. The CO2 laser treatment, it's intense, and the recovery is miserable. But each stage moves quickly, and with each day of the recovery, you get closer to beautiful skin. I have 3 important things I need to share with you that I have learned from my 3 CO2 laser treatments. The number 1 thing is, if I did not do step 1 and step 2 of my skincare routine, I would not subject myself to the CO2 laser treatment because you will not see the same results I saw from those treatments, and whatever results you see, those results are not going to last you as long, but you're still gonna be just as miserable. The recovery is gonna be just as miserable. So why not do everything you can, meaning step 1 and step 2 of my skincare routine, to get the most out of that treatment if you are going to subject yourself to 7 days of misery. The number 2 thing, if you want to do the CO2 laser treatment, you need to find a very good plastic surgeon or a very good dermatologist to do the CO2 laser on your face. As you have seen from the recovery, this is no treatment that has to be taken lightly. This laser in the hands of someone that doesn't have the right experience and of someone who approaches skincare from a more conservative perspective can create a lot of damage. Please take the time to find the right doctor and do your research. And the reality is, even with a good doctor, there are still risks because it's such a strong treatment. And with anything we do, even if it's just something simple like a facial, we still face risks. However, when you find a good doctor, you are going to minimize those risks. The third thing I have learned, you have to follow all the instructions to care for your skin before the treatment, during the 7-day recovery, and after. You have to follow those instructions to 100% with no exceptions. If you do not, you highly increase your risk of infections and of scarring to your face. Oh, did you notice Richie here fell asleep? I hope you guys did not fall asleep. Hello? Are you guys still awake? Hello? If you are awake, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. Also click that bell notification so you know each time I upload a new video. Really, it would mean a lot to me. I'm just getting my channel started, but I'm putting so much work into it. Next week, we are going to look at a chemical peel, which I did a few months ago, back in January of this year. It took me a while to know how I felt about that chemical peel, but because I knew I was starting this channel, I took videos of each day from my recovery, so you're gonna get a very good insight of what that chemical peel is like. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye!